Hello ladies, hello gents, thank you for being here today. My name is Mira Skinner and on today's video, we are going to be talking about how to court a man. Ladies, we have been taught that only men pursue women, only men are the chasers. That is true, but this is another dimension of courting. And what I'm about to say refers to when you have already passed the dating phase. This is not something you need to be doing at the dating phase. This is something that you have already dated and you have picked someone that you feel like you want to get to know better. Then you apply this to that person. You understand? And men, come into the comment section. Let me know what you think about what I'm about to say. And before that, please click on the like button. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. That way you don't miss any uploads. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings.
Let's dive right in. But before we start, right, I'm going to read a quote to you from Helen Rowland. She says, and I quote, "The woman who appeals to a man's vanity may stimulate him. The woman who appeals to his heart may attract him." But this is where it gets interesting. The woman who appeals to his imagination will get the man. And this leads us to our first point on how to court a man. In order for you ladies to be able to court a man, and like I said before, this is a man that you have vetted, right? This is not a man that you just met at random and you're pouring all this into him. This is somebody that you have gone on dates with him and he has shown you that he wants to pursue you. He has shown you that he wants to be with you. He has shown you that he wants something to do with you and to get to know you on a deeper level. This is when you court the man. You understand? And for you to be able to court a man, you have to appeal to his imaginations. Most women nowadays, right, they do the right thing to the wrong man, then they complain. You know, say for example, when I talk about appealing to his imagination, some people go right in to sexual activities. No, that is not what I'm meaning. In order for you to be able to appeal to a man's imagination, you have to go beyond the sexual or the physical. You have to be able to print yourself into this man's mind, because a man falls in love with his mind, not his heart. Women, we fall in love with our heart, but a man falls in love with his mind. So you have to be able to appeal to his imagination, to his mindset, to the way he thinks. You understand? So in order for you to do this, you need to be the woman that is not an average woman. You need to be a woman that is beyond average. And why do I say this? Let's put it out there, and this is the truth. You may not like it, but it is the truth. Most men, when they see a woman and they want to talk to that woman and they find the woman attractive and they want to have a relationship with this woman, it doesn't mean that they don't have a woman in their life. They may have a woman in their life that they're trying to get rid of, but then they've seen you and you fit the criteria of what they're looking for. They may have other girls that they're talking to in order to find that one. That is why there is a dating phase. You understand? So do not for 1 second think that because a man is approaching you, he's not approaching somebody else. It is in very few cases, very rare cases, that you see a man, when he's approaching you, you are the only one that he's approaching. He's not looking at he's not looking at Maka, he's not looking at Chioma, he's not looking at Gabriela or whoever. So you have to take this into consideration. And how do you get this man? You get him by appealing to his imagination. How do you appeal to his imagination? You be the kind of woman that wants to know this man on a deeper level. You be the kind of woman that asks questions about this man, because there are some ladies that if you ask them about the man's pocket, they can tell you how much he earns, they can tell you his bank account, they can tell you his job title, they can tell you every monetary aspect of that man. But take away that monetary aspect from it, they do not know this man. You have to leave a man wanting to know you. If you're in a man's presence, a man that you have chosen to court, Because remember, ladies, you are the one choosing these men. So whatever outcome that occurs, you have yourself to blame to a certain point. You cannot pin it down only on the man, because in the beginning, you chose him. And when you chose him, you are responsible for some of the outcome. It is not totally on him if this goes sad. You understand? So yeah, in order to appeal to imagination, you have to be the kind of woman that is, when you're with him, you are present. Because there are some women that when they're with a man, all they do is look at their phone. Girl, that phone can wait for a minute. If it is not an emergency, there's no reason why you need to be on the phone when you're with your man. How else are you going to know him if you're distracted by other things? So you have to make it in such a way that when this man is with his friends, when this man leaves your presence, the only thing that he thinks about is you. He should be able to think about you on a more deeper level. Because when you leave a man and the only impression that you left him with is the sexual pleasure, then you've not done your job, girl. You have to be the kind of woman that will appeal to his imagination. You have to be the kind of woman that knows him on a deeper level, because every other woman out there is not trying to get to know this man. It's trying to find out what they can get from the man, instead of pouring into the man, or instead of trying to know this man genuinely. And when I talk about trying to know him on a deeper level, this is something that has to come from within. This is something that you have to do genuinely. Because when you do anything genuinely, it flows. But when you're trying to play tricks, when you're trying to say, oh, what should I do? If he calls me, should I call him back? No, those are not the kind of questions that wise women ask. Because you've already reached this calling phase, and you know that if he calls you and you want to answer, you pick up the phone and talk. You don't play mind games, you don't play tricks. This brings me to the next point. When you love a man, show the man. Show him that you love him. Don't let everybody out there poison your mind that, oh, only a man has to pursue a woman. It is true to an extent. You understand? But I'm taking you on another dimension. When you love a man, show him. And how do you show this man? You show this man by reciprocating. You don't let him do all the work. Because most women, they just sit on their behinds and they are leaving this man to go ahead and do things for them without them doing anything for the man. And men do not need much to be courted. They don't want you to do the measured things. Because some women, when you talk about courting a man, they just jump right into buying things for the man. They jump right into buying him brand names, paying for his car note, paying for his rent. That is not what a man needs. A man needs you to understand him. A man needs you to be able to communicate with him. Say, for example, right? You want a man that will open the car door for you. You can just say it in a nice way, because this man may not know. We are giving men too much credit than they deserve. And I'm not saying this to demean any man. I'm just saying this because it's the truth. Because you may sit there and thinking that, oh, this man was supposed to do this thing for me, but he didn't do it. Now you get mad. You're getting mad for something that you haven't even taught this man that is what you like. This man may be coming from a relationship that the woman did not require all what you require. So how else is he going to know that this is something that you need? You have to tell him. You have to teach him. Some women go as far as saying, oh, I cannot teach a man. He needs to know. If he's man enough, then he needs to know that he has to do point A, point A, point B, point C, point D, point whatever. Ladies, that is not how it works. Because you're coming from a total different home. He's coming from a total different background. You understand? And even if you're coming from the same background, there are things that you as a person, because you're unique, you need that this man does not know. If you're the kind of lady that say you want your car door to be open for you, in the conversation you can just say, oh, I like it when my man opens the door for me, because when he does that, I feel loved. When he does that, I feel happy. Now he knows that you're the kind of woman that wants your car door to be open for you. In doing that, he is pleasuring you. Another example is, if you're the kind of person that wants to go on dates, you like to go on dates, I, for one, am a very great cook. You understand? I know how to cook that thing for you. But I also like to go out and eat. So my husband already knows that that is what I like. So he does it for me because he is not the person that likes to go out and eat a lot. Like, yes, he likes to go on dates, but not as frequent as I like. So now he's doing this for me because it is something that I like, and we both enjoy it because it is something that I've made him to know that I like, and he's giving it to me, you know. So don't go sit there and be assuming that this man knows what you want, because if you do not tell him, he wouldn't know. And when you don't tell him, you sit back and get angry. This is women that they don't really think, well, that's when you start getting angry for something that you're expecting a man to do that you haven't even told him. Yes, if it is something that you have given him hints and he's not doing it, then you have a valid reason to be mad at him, because it is something that you have thrown there and here and there, and he hasn't done anything. Men, they only need you to put the ball in their hands and they will run with it. You don't need to run around the court with the ball. You just need to place it in his palm. Then he runs with it. That is how you make a man stay with you. That is how you cut a man. I'll give you an example. There was one time I was sitting in the living room and we were watching a movie, my husband and I, and it was not even something that had to do with, a romance part or something, but something just came to my mind. I'm like, let me use this opportunity to hint this man on the kind of things that I like. And that is how this pretty dress came about. He bought this for me. So I said, oh my God, I really like when a man lays out a dress for me on the bed and take me out on the date. Woof, that is so romantic. That is something that I like. And guess what? 2 weeks later, I was coming back from grocery shopping, and there was this dress laid flat and beautifully placed, still well packaged on the bed, waiting for me, with a note that said, dress up, we are going for dinner. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was super excited. I danced. And I was like, oh my God, he listened. And these are the kind of things that we need to do, ladies. You need to give the hints, and these things are going to be done for you. You don't necessarily need to come into a relationship with a masculinity. You have to be feminine, women. The problem that we have in our relationships is because we go into these relationships and we want to become the man in that relationship. Stay in your lane. When you stay in your lane, you do get the benefit of that relationship that you're in. And courting your man becomes easy. You do things for him out of love. You do things for him because you want to do this for him. Not because you're being pressured, not because you're trying to play pranks, not because you're trying to win him over, but because you're just being you. And that is how it plays to his imagination. He always wants to be with you. Make yourself the kind of woman that when a man sits and has a problem, he wants to call you. He wants to be he wants to call you first. If he has a successful news, he wants to rush and call you because he is sharing his joys, his highs, his lows, and everything with you, because you have made yourself that woman. All those things that I'm saying, women take it and give it to the wrong man, and at the end of the day, they're heartbroken. At the end of the day, they start complaining that all men has come. No, girlfriend, not all men has come. It is the one that you chose is to come. So you have to think about your choosing. You have to go back to the roots and see the kind of men that you are choosing. Because you may attract a man that is not right for you, but he's not going to stay because you will catch his BS earlier on and you will send him packing. Ladies, we need to step again up. Last but not the least point on how to court a man. Be kind to him. Be the kind of woman that inspires him to be his greater self. When you're kind to a man, you make him want to do more for you. At the end of the day, ladies, if you look at this critically, we are the one winning when we are being genuine. We are the one winning when we are being kind. We are the one winning when we are cutting our men, Because when you're kind to a man, There are things that you will do for him that other ladies out there cannot do for him. There is a saying that if you do everything within your power and something goes south, there is no cause for regret because you have done the best that you can do. You have done the best within your ability. And nobody can blame you for that. So be kind to this man. It still beats me that nowadays a woman will say, no, I cannot cook for a man if I'm not married to this man. No, I cannot visit a man if I am not married to him. No, I cannot invite this man over to my place if I'm not married to him. No, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I cannot do this. But you want this man to be with you. Is the only thing that you're giving this man your body? Because it beats me all the time when a woman says they cannot cook for a man before they get married to this man, yet they haven't premarital sexual affairs with this person without being married to the person. This to me is like jacked up priorities, because how can you say I will not cook for this person but you can sleep with the person? Doesn't even make sense to you, because don't you eat? You do eat as well. If you're kind to a man, there are some days that you could just sit at home and you call him up and be like, okay, what are you doing after work today? I'm going to make this special dinner for both of us so we can have a date at home. And when you invite a man to your space, that is another opportunity that you're giving him to have you in his mind, because now he can see you out of the crowd. Now he can see you away from his place. Now he can see you in your own space, in your own domain. Then he can assess you, because trust me, when you're pursuing that man, when that man is pursuing you, you're also pursuing him. When you're trying to get to know him, he's trying to get to know you too. So how else do you want him to know you if you're not open with him? When he comes over for this date, it's not, you guys don't necessarily need to have sex, but you can have intimacy. Intimacy is another level. When people talk about intimacy, people's minds go to sex, but no. Intimacy is beyond sex. Have drives with this man where you can just sit there and just enjoy the weather. Have talks with him, deep conversations, Enjoy a good meal that you have cooked for the man. Because there is no reason, like I said, why you're going to say that, no, I cannot cook for this man, but you can have sex with him. This is an act of kindness. Cooking for somebody is an act of kindness. It's not that you're desperate. It's because you know that you yourself, you eat and he also eats. If you're not the kind of person that knows how to cook, that's fine. But you can still invite him over and you order out. Then he knows what he's getting into. He knows that, okay, fine, this woman cannot cook, but she wants to have a meal with me. If he's a man that genuinely loves you, he will stick with you because of who you are, not because of what you're portraying to be that you're not. Because many people get into courtship, many people get into long-term relationships and fall out because of their intentions in the beginning. What is your intention in the beginning for being with this person? You have to know all that. So yeah, be kind to him. Help him out where he's lacking. Fill the gap, the loopholes, if you can. Because women were made to be helpmates. If this is a man that you have chosen, if this is a man that you want to be with, if this is a man that you want to get to know better, show him that you care. Show him that you love him. He's not the only person that has to chase you. Men want to be chased. They want to be appreciated. Compliment him for the things that he does. If he does something for you today, later on down the line, maybe a week or two, or I'm not putting the timeline, but it's going to be comfortable to you. Whatever you want to choose, you can just tell him that, honey, this thing that you did for me on this day, I really liked it. This outfit that you bought for me, I really liked it. Me, I'll be wearing this for a very long time because I really love it. Those are the kind of ways that you make the man not to forget about you and choose you, because you and only you are the one for him. Thank you for watching to this video, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you know when I upload new videos. Have a fab one and stay blessed.